Hi, my name is Jackson Carr. I'm a student in Professor Schneider's Topics of World Lit class, and for this presentation, I'm going to be discussing my research project in which I explore the roles of masculinity in the three major epic heroes that we see in Homer's two epic poems, or stories, if you will, the Odyssey and the Iliad, and then Virgil's story, the Aeneid. The main characters that I focus on are Odysseus, Achilles, and Aeneas. Each one of them is slightly different than the other, so it provides a good comparison and contrast for me as I go through it. One of the crucial points that I do focus on is the contrast between Odysseus and Achilles, because we do get to see them sort of interact along the same storyline. Though Aeneas' story takes place directly after, it is sort of unrelated to Homer's stories due to their coinciding and similar characters throughout. Achilles and Odysseus are different in the sense that Achilles gets as close as a man really can to being a god, and we see this represented through his actions on the battlefield. And what this does is make us explore what it truly means to be a man and what greatness means as a man, and whether or not forcing ourselves to become more godlike is truly the great way in succeeding this. And we're allowed to compare Achilles and Odysseus in the way that they do achieve their goals of fulfillment in the end of their journeys. In Odysseus' journeys, we run into Achilles in the underworld, and he is showing really nothing but jealousy for Odysseus' life and his ability to continue on and not be immortal as Achilles is. One of the sources that I found, it was by Barbara Graziani and Johannes Haubold, and it was found in the Journal of Hellenic Studies, and it researched the Homeric masculinity, and at one point they describe it as excessive, because in these two stories we really see a prominent idea of men going off on their own and completing journeys in which they encounter multiple women, multiple different choices of independence and representations of that form of independence, whether through battle or just really having the freedom to do whatever they want. And these two authors question the idea of whether or not this is a good message, and if Homer really intended this to be taken as positively, or if he wanted us to question what we are representing as good in the eyes of what we want our men to be, and if Odysseus and Achilles were really representations of that type of person. Odysseus is a little gray in the area of avoiding temptation, yet still sort of flirting with it, as we notice a few times throughout the story. Aeneas is very different in that. He's very steadfast, though he communicates with the gods similar to Achilles and Odysseus. Aeneas sort of has his own tasks and has to sacrifice a lot of aspects of his personal life in order to do that. We see a lot more of a personal life in characters like Odysseus and Achilles. So, I explore these contrasts between the characters and also the similarities in the good things that Homer and Virgil show us in these guys. Things like loyalty and commitment and thinking on your feet and being a good warrior and being committed to a certain cause. Stuff like that really introduces us to what it means to be a man and an epic hero all at once.